What's up, guys? We are back, and I'm looking at some more NBA plays as well as some MLB plays in today's video. No go yesterday, but looking to bounce back with some winners in today's video. We've had a great playoff so far and a great NBA season so far, over 90 units of profit. Looking to build on that with the plays in today's video. I've got 3 plays for you guys in today's video. If you want a third play tomorrow also, be sure to leave a like on this video here. If we get to 150 likes, I'll drop a third play tomorrow also. And while you're down there, you may as well subscribe with those notifications on that we can get in on the third play tomorrow. So we're going to do these plays shortly, but before we do so, don't miss out on checking out the DubClub. In the DubClub, you get all of my plays sent to your phone right now for free. There's a free trial available in my description. Comes with all my main plays for the NBA, the MLB, and the NHL. It also gives you access to the Discord. In the Discord, you get access to the community chat to talk to me and other members, my contributors' plays from Asmi's, Emo, Props, and Elo. These guys all do some great work and for a bunch of different sports. But most importantly, you get access to my correlation plays and my underdog streaks plays. And our underdog streak so far, we have cashed 3 of our first legs here. We have another leg cooking right now over in the Discord, the premium Discord, which you can do with the DubClub. And you get access to my correlation slips here. The correlation slips have been very, very good to us. We've cashed 5 slips in the last 5 days. You can see here what some of these slips look like. But the day before last, we were able to cash 2 slips in one day here, 1 5-man cash there, and another 5-man cash right there. Like I said, we've cashed 5 slips in the last 5 days, so don't miss out on joining the DubClub so you get access to these MLB correlation plays. So you get all of that included in the DubClub, and I haven't even talked about my performance yet. I am over 90 units of profit in the NBA this year between all 3 sports, the NBA, NHL, and the MLB. We were over 150 units of profit this year, which means if you had $50 on each play, you'd be over $7,500 of profit. So we've been absolutely crushing it. Don't miss out in joining any longer. Go get that 3-day free trial link to my description, or you could also join for next month for only $15, which is $20 off of your first month. Both options are linked down in my description. I should also mention that you can get some more free plays from me over on Twitter at DOMG Props. I just posted a free correlation play yesterday. I'm going to start doing those a little bit more here. But I also post some NBA plays for free all the time also, so don't miss out and give me a follow on Twitter at DMG Props. But now with that out of the way, let's get to these free plays. Make sure that you play responsibly and at your own risk. Leave a like on this video here and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Most important thing though is having those notifications on. That way you get in before these lines get bumped or get removed. But now let's get to these plays. We have one NBA game on tonight's slate, but there's actually a couple of plays that I like here for this game here, which a lot of these slates have been a little bit, especially as you get later into series, it's just kind of harder to find some plays because of how many defensive changes a lot of these teams do end up making. Early in the seasons is where most of the money is made because it's just a brand new series and sportsbooks haven't adjusted quite as much. But anyways, this series is 3-2 in favor of Golden State so far, and Golden State does not want this one to go to a Game 7 and risk blowing a 3-1 lead here, which is why I like Jimmy Butler over 33.5 PRA. DubClub was able to lock him in at 32.5, but he has had at least 33 in about 40% of games so far this year. So he's been pretty good. It's only a slight difference, by the way, between 32.5 and 33.5. Hit rate moves down only about 2%, as you can see there. So I'll just look at him here with the 38% hit rate. So he's been pretty good, though, in the series for the most part when he's not in a blowout or injured. Because in the 4 games that he's played so far, he ended up missing 1 game. He's had 42 minutes, 8 minutes, 40 minutes, and 25 minutes. Of course, the last game was a massive blowout right there. Doesn't look like it was that much of a blowout, but that game was definitely a huge blowout until the bench brought it back for Golden State. But he only 15 PRA in that game, but also just did not see his full minutes, and just was kind of off that game. So basically what I'm trying to say is his 2 full games where it was actually like a kind of a competitive game, he actually went pretty crazy in, dropping 38 PRA in both of those games there with 25 and 27 points. I expect him to come out pretty aggressive in this game here because of it being, a 3-2 series and them not wanting to go to Game 7, risking that Game 7 3-1 choke. But you can see how he's been this year. We actually plays his competent minutes too, by the way. Like when he plays at least 34 minutes, he's been over in 18 out of 29 games this year. In his last 20, over in 13 of his last 19, as you see there. And he's been playing 40-plus minutes in the competent games in this series here. So his usage has been pretty good for the most part, too, if you look at it. It's kind of up and down, but of course, it's just these games have been up and down for Jimmy Butler as a whole, between the injuries and the blowouts and things like that. But I'm expecting at least 20% usage here for Jimmy Butler. And in games where he has at least 20% usage this year, and when he actually sees competent minutes with at least 32, he's over in 72% of games this year. This is not too much to ask for from Jimmy Butler in this game here. I think we should be seeing at least 20% usage. I don't think he's just going to sit back in this game here. He's playoff Jimmy. He's got to have at least some level of aggressiveness to him, although the shots do have to fall on this one. But if you also just bump the minutes up here too, to like even 35-plus minutes or even close to that, like 35-plus minutes like I said here, he's been even better this year, over an 88%. He's played 40 minutes in the 2 competent games this series, like I said. So overall, I think he's in a great spot, though, to drop some points in this game here. I think they're going to need Jimmy in this one if they do not want to extend the series. So give me Jimmy Butler here in his over PR rate today. I think he's in a great spot for all categories. I love factoring in the rebounds and assists too, just because I think there's some upside there, as well as him just playing so many minutes. So I think there's a little bit of rebounds and assist opportunities for him with him playing about 40 minutes on the court. Let's just hope we don't have another massive blowout this time around between Golden State and the Rockets. But the next one I'm going to talk about is actually going to be available over on Sleeper. And if you're not yet on Sleeper, it is, in my opinion, the best DFS app out there right now. If you use promo code DOMG, you get a first in the pause match up to $100 and a free square when you sign up. Again, it's available in most states, 18 years and older, and we have promos all the time for current users. Most of the apps out there in the industry offer just promos for new users or not that many promos for their current users. Sleeper, though, offers a promo pretty much every single day. Right now, we have a bit of a, I believe, CSGO discount on the board currently, where there will be some series picks on the board for like the Pacers and Cavs upcoming series, for example, but you also could get a better payout than an app like PrizePicks. Like, for example, if you like Dylan Brooks and Draymond Green here, it actually pays out a 3.16x over on Sleeper compared to maybe a 3x over on PrizePicks. So that is awesome. Get it for yourself in my description, and be sure to use promo code DOMG for first-time deposit match up to $100. What's also awesome about this app, though, is that you can get other plays that are not available on other apps out there. Like this next play I'm going to talk about is not available over on PrizePicks for whatever reason, but he is available over on Sleeper. That's because today I like Jaylen Green over 3.5 first quarter points. I think he's in a great spot over his first quarter points today. He's been great in the series here, especially in the first quarter, but just not really in this full game. He only dropped 11 points last game, but was able to drop, I believe, 6 first quarter points. Jaylen Green just has a bunch of different goblins and demons on the board over on PrizePicks. If you really want to push it and you're desperate, you could take the over 4.5 first quarter points, but let's talk about the data here on why I like Jaylen Green so much first. He's had at least 4 in about 74% of games this year. He's had at least 5 in 67% of games this year. So again, it's up to you if you want to take that demon or not. But I do like him right here at 3.5 first quarter points. It's also a pretty good payout over on Sleeper compared to other apps out there. But Jaylen Green has been over this in 4 out of 5 games in this series so far, including 4 straight games. He's had 7, 5, 4, and 6 points in these last 4 games. His minutes have kind of dropped due to rotation and then just trying to, adjust to Golden State and their defensive changes. It just happens all the time in these playoff series, the different rotations that these guys have. But I think he's in a great spot overall. But his usage has been pretty good in these games here. He's had mainly at least 20% usage in most of these games here. And with it being yet another elimination game, I expect him to come out aggressive like he did just last game. When he has at least 20% usage so far this year, he's been pretty good, going over in about 82% of games this year. So he's been great as a whole, and just sportsbooks and these apps don't really seem to adjust to first quarter points as much as other spots out there. Like, he's been available at 3.5 first quarter points the entire series, and it just really not moved very much, between these games, despite him having 7, 5, 4, and 6 the last 4 games here. So I think there's a little bit of an edge here with some first quarter points going forward. So I think this is just yet another great spot in this game here between Golden State and the Rockets tonight, because I think he's going to come out aggressive here in an elimination game, and he's proved to get this one done time and time again, and they just really don't seem to adjust very much to first quarter points. So I'm comfortable feeling like I have a little bit of an edge here with the first quarter points for Jaylen Green. But moving on to my third play here, if you guys want a third play tomorrow, be sure to leave a like on this video here. 150 likes, and I drop a third play tomorrow also. This time, though, we're going to head over to the MLB and head over to the fantasy score category, because tonight, I like Max Fried over his fantasy score at 33.5. If you were on a book, what you can do is take his under-earned runs at like a minus 270, under 2.5, and you can take the Yankees to win if you want to get something a little bit similar to this pitch fantasy score. It should end up paying like a minus 115 or right around there, depending on the book that you're on. But if you're on PrizePicks, though, I love his fantasy score here over 33.5. We've been crushing on fantasy scores this year between pitchers. We have like a 10-2 record or something like that this year. It's something really, really good. 10-1, 10-2, something like that. But we've been crushing with these fantasy scores, looking to stay cashing here. But Max Fried has been over this in 5 straight games. I think you can make it 6 straight in today's game here, because the Yankees are very favored in this game, which is awesome for him, because that means he has potential to get the win for some extra fantasy score points. You also have his strikeouts here being at about 5.5. We will not be seeing an 11 strikeout game from him today, I don't think, but we could end up seeing around 5 or 6, which is good for him here. He's covered this line before, having 2 and 3 strikeouts, so I don't see why he can't cash yet again in this spot. His earned runs also is a huge under here at a minus 270, under 2.5. But like I said earlier, the Yankees are favored in this game, and when he is won, he has been over this in 5 out of 6 games this year, because they've won in every single start that he's had. And you can see here last year, he was also pretty damn good, over an 11 out of 17 last year when they won, although he was with Atlanta for last season. But a lot of these misses are just because he didn't see like his full outs in these games. Also, by the way, like you can see here that he actually didn't reach the 17.5 out mark in a lot of these games, which is why he didn't cover the fantasy score. This time around, he is going to be at an 18.5 outline. Pretty much, if you don't know anything about baseball or the fantasy score, you just want a pitcher to have 18 outs. It's pretty much a must for most of these pitcher fantasy score spots. So overall, this just makes so much sense to me here. The books are expecting a very good game here from Max Fried between his strikeouts line, but most importantly, his under-earned runs line here being at minus 270. You have the opportunity for him to get a win in this game here. You also have the outs line being at 18.5. He should have at least 18 outs in this game here. You look at the walks line too, although it is at about a minus 1.5. Overall, though, I think he's in a great spot to cash for us yet again tonight. Oh, and by the way, he's already cashed against Tampa this year, allowing 0 runs in that game there and a Yankees 4-0 win. And the Yankees offense, by the way, used to play Ryan Pepiot, who is a pretty solid pitcher for the most part, but I think Fried will be able to hold this one down, and I think the Yankees will be able to put a couple of runs up against Pepiot to put him in line for the win tonight. I'm not done with the free plays yet, but a couple of reminders. Don't miss out on joining the DubClub. There's a 3-day free trial linked down in my description. It gives you access to my Discord, which contains my contributors' plays, the premium chat, as well as underdog streaks in my correlation slips also. So don't miss out on getting all of that. That 3-day free trial is linked in my description, or join for the next month for only $15, which is $20 off of your first month. But here's some more free plays from the Daily Grind tool. This tool here can show off the best expected value plays on an app like PrizePicks or Underdog. Even Sleeper, by the way, which I showed off earlier. But it is super easy to find a play type of your choice. Like, for example, if you like a 2-bit power play on PrizePicks, you filter down to 2-bit power play and hope you find plays that fit into that play type in terms of expected value. And right now, a pretty good play on the board is going to be Bogdan Bogdanovic here under 12.5 PRA, which is available at 10.5 over on like Underdog Fantasy, for example. So it's a 2 PRA discount right there, basically, with the under here on Bogdan. So I think he's in a great spot. So if you want this tool for yourself, get it for yourself in my description by clicking on the fantasy bundle and then scroll down and be sure to use promo code DOMG. But they have another tool available in my description called the ASP Generator. This was over 2,000 units of profit since last year, and there are 7 slips currently on the board for apps like PrizePicks, Dabble, or Rebet. They even have Underdog on the app on this tool all the time also. Right now, they like Jaylen Green under rebounds and assists. They like Mickey Moniak over total bases. They like Jamal Murray over under first quarter points, as well as James Harden over points here. Has a profit margin right now of about 6.08%. If you click on Bet on PrizePicks, it puts into PrizePicks for you just like that. Google this tool for yourself in my description by this time clicking on the slip generator and then scroll down and be sure to use promo code DOMG yet again. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Best luck. If you want to make over $5,000 profit on PrizePicks, you can watch this video on your screen right now.